Hello, everybody. Are you ready there, Elliot? Are we
Yep.
ready, Greg?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
everybody. This is Walker Chandler and Elliot Coker, and our guest tonight on AIDS to Scouting is Greg Joyner. Greg is the Flint River Council program specialist, uh, and he's going to talk about his life and what it is to be a program specialist at a summer camp or a whole, I guess, the whole year long camp. And I hope that will those of you who are not even in scouting will nevertheless enjoy the whole idea of planning uh, things that we get together and do so that we can present the best possible programs to the young people of the world. All right, take it away, Elliot. I'm going to let you kind of lead a little bit here. But first, Greg, why don't you just tell us what your scouting background is?
Sure. So I started back in 2022 when my boys came home and it's like, I want to join scouting. I was like hesitant at first. I was like, I don't know. I said, all right, I'll make you a deal. Let's go to the first meeting. After that, they started looking for volunteers. My oldest boy was like, Dad, you do it. You do it. And I finally gave in and said, I'll do it. Fine. And
Hmm.
I became a Webelos den leader in 2022. Let's see. From there, I guess my youngest one. He is a bear this year,
Hmm.
so we'll be getting ready to hit the Weeblos again real soon in the fall. Uh, my oldest one is Ro Natachi's chapter chief. He is working his Eagle Scout rank now,
I see. How old is he?
so he is 12, going on 13. He'll be 13 during summer camp.
Uh huh.
So I told him slow down. Let's take this Eagle project slow and let's really hone in on a really solid idea. I like the fact that our scouts build these benches and stuff, but I feel like you know as a chapter chief and as a scout himself, we need to do more for the community.
Well,
So
Greg, if I can interrupt just a minute
yes, sir.
for the world out there, for our people in other countries, we'll say that first that Webelos is the Cub Scout program's last stage before boys or girls become scouts, and so that's first. And then when he talks about a Rotahatchee chapter chief, that's in the Order of the Arrow, and uh, and the Order of the Arrow, for those of you that don't know, is a kind of like a service organization within the Scouts, and it's been around for a long time, and it's kind of an honor to be in it, but also it's kind of a commitment. It's quite a commitment, actually. But
Mhm.
speaking of commitments, Greg, and before we move on, you got kind of, let's call it, roped into being a Webelos den leader. Okay,
I
well,
did.
I what I tell people, in my opinion, it's not all that difficult to be a den leader. It's
It's
just to get
not.
out. You have a play group. It's your opportunity to be with your child and your child's friends and to shape them and to do nice things with them. That's the way I look at it. Would you agree with that, Greg?
I totally agree. I mean, to be a den leader is nothing hard. I learn on the fly. I come from a military background,
Hmm.
so this is something outside my comfort zone where it's very strict and structured. This is more laid back, relaxed, but with still that respectful structure in place for these young kids. And a lot of these kids need that today. And I feel like if you can reach down into your inner child and see on their level and get back on their level, you as an adult volunteer will be so much happier and way more engaged. And that's the reason I am as goofy as I am now. People look at me 5 years ago like, where's the Greg that was very militant? Oh no, I gave that up. I went to scouting with my kids and it's just changed not just their lives, it's changed my life as a leader, as a volunteer, and as someone in the community. I'm back out here doing things that I didn't think I would be doing.
Well, I always remember and I've said this on some of our previous programs. I remember so fondly the pack cub leader, guys, the kind of men that would stand and women that would stand up there and be silly,
Hmm.
and and not let not be all uptight, because the
Hmm.
children like that. They respect that. Actually, they respect the fact that a person's not a stick in the mud, I think, is the way BP would have put it.
Right.
All right, Greg. Now you're still. I've interrupted my You're talk. By the way, tell me about your being a scout. Were you a scout?
I was a Tiger Scout and only a Tiger Scout. I was with Pack 25 out of Thomaston, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I believe Luke is still the Cub Master over there.
Yep.
So that goes to show you that pack has been around a long time, and they're still well functioning unit too.
Yep.
And he does a phenomenal job over there in Thomaston. Um, so yeah, I was a Tiger. After that, I did a lot of sports, a lot of baseball. So I didn't really have time for scouts growing up. But my boys, I was like, you know what? I missed out on this opportunity. I wanted my children to have it, and so here we are.
Here we are.
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to say my first introduction to being an adult leader was to be the bear den leader at my local pack, and it's so fun. I of course have a lot of experience being silly in front of a crowd because I was a scout and I went all the way through and did everything. The listeners may already know, so I'm not going to go into my story, but I will say that a lot of parents that first get into it through a den leader role, like you did, their
Mhm.
first introduction to being silly is one of two things. It's either a repeat after me song or a really silly costume to wear at a pack meeting or a blue and gold banquet for some sort of presentation. Which one was yours and what was your costume or what was your song, please?
So it was definitely a song, and I'll never forget who sung it. It was
Oh yeah.
DVD straight out of Fayette District,
Yeah.
and this band, My Little Red Wagon.
Oh, Little Red
That's what
Wagon.
got me. And it
David,
was Darren
David
Wood
Van
badge.
Dyke. Yeah, David Van Dyke is a
Oh
fantastic
yes,
singer of repeat after
David
me
is
song.
amazing, and he's like me. He's very energetic. He's outgoing, and you want somebody playing a campfire program. That's the man you want playing your
Oh
campfire
yes.
program.
Oh yes. In fact, I just the last two episodes ago, I was talking with Mike Hoponsky, who I went through IOLS training with, and
Mhm.
DVD was one of the instructors there. And boy, are you right! And I volunteered to be the master of ceremonies for the participant campfire
Mhm.
because I can't help myself on that kind of stuff. And I got to talk with DVD personally about what should order should I put these things in, and do you want to sing a song? And he did. He did. One of our other favorites is Bazooka Bubblegum.
Oh yes, yep,
It's another great Cub Scout song. Well, Scout song in general. So yep,
yep.
DVD, Little Red Wagon, another great.
Yeah, and then going forward and everything, outside of being just a den leader, I've had the opportunity to start my own unit, Troop 12. We are a family unit, so we are co-ed. I'm currently Scoutmaster. I'm stepping down here in the next 2 months. Actually, next month, May is my final month.
Mhm.
And then my ASM, Sarah, she's taking over for me. Just because I have a lot on my plate doing
Yeah,
being a program specialist,
you'll
right?
be too busy scouting to scout there, sir.
Right. It's like, holy cow. You take on one thing and it's like, okay, you got to offload some positions. And that's, where we as leaders, we start developing these programs. We want to get other adults excited about this, right? And
Mhm.
once you get that excitement built, you're able to help train, help build, help mentor, and coach other adults to take over your role. And they're excited about it. And I think that's where we as adult leaders really need to start looking and cultivating is with each other and instilling that excitement and enthusiasm with each other.
Mhm. I would agree with that. I found myself getting really excited about some district positions that they need filling,
Hmm.
and I'm ready to do something. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure I'm available, and I'm so
Oh, yeah.
excited. I've been sniffing around everywhere.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just me. That's just me, and I'm too excited. So I wish everyone else was this excited. I finally, Melody, my wife, has just
Mhm.
gotten registered and went to IOLS with me, so she's gotten trained, and we're stoked. I
There
can't
we
wait to
go.
hear these parents. We're gonna help round them up.
Well, Greg, I keep saying that on our aids to scouting, I also want to appeal to the somewhat older scouts, the
Oh,
14
yes.
and the 15-year olds, so they will get stoked because a lot of them get a real thrill out of leadership and guiding people. My son was a counselor down at scout camp when he was about 15 or 16, and
Mhm.
he loved the buckskin program. You can
Oh
tell
yes.
everybody what the buckskin program is.
So our Buckskin program is our first year program, and it is designed to get your scouts excited about, especially your newer scouts who are just joining. It's their first year. It helps them get from scout to first class. It teaches them the basic skills of being a scout, your knots, all sorts of fun stuff. It's more hands on versus lecture type courses. It's a lot of fun. It may not be a merit badge, but you're doing rank requirements for four separate ranks at one time.
Mhm.
And it's just an overall great experience. You get to stay up in our program area overnight, one night away from your scoutmasters, and just get to have fun doing building your own campfire program. And then you get to bring that back to closing campfire. It's just great. I
It
love
is
it.
so great.
Yeah.
My first year being on summer camp staff, I had the pleasure of serving on the buckskin staff there, and
Oh,
that was like the greatest 3 weeks ever of that section of my life. I loved it
right.
so much. I only got 3 weeks because I got real sick and had to go home.
Oh no.
Yeah, but either
Drank
way,
too much Kool-Aid.
I don't know what it was, but I came back the next year ready to fight for the whole summer, and I did. And then the next year after that, and then I think maybe the next year after that, I lost track after.
Well, Greg, tell me, keep going about your scout. Are you a professional scouter now?
I am. I just joined the team back in January. January was my official transfer over to from volunteer to professional scouter. So now I get to dive full head into all programs of camp, right? So I get to handle summer camp, winter camp, cubbery, spookery, um, and then I will be working toward getting and doing weekend reservations eventually. But don't want to put too much on me at this moment. We got some programs we need to really bring back. We're
Hmm.
talking about our Chandler. You're talking about the older scouts. Well, one way that we can entice our older scouts is bring back some of these high adventure programs that we're lacking. So we're revamping those. Well, to revamp those, I need to reach out to the older scouts too and get them excited about some of the training opportunities that we're going to have coming available for them to be on staff, such
Hmm.
as cope and climbing instructor
Now,
courses.
that COPE. Go ahead and tell. What does that stand for? COPE. Just for the
Uh,
people around the world.
well, let's see. What is it? Cope. COP. Elliot,
Well,
help me out.
I'm
yeah, I
working
don't know.
on it. I got it.
Go ahead.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
mountaineering. For those of you who wonder,
Uh,
you can see all these
Um,
people
not
all around
quite.
the world
Uh,
when they put up pictures of scout
Challenging
troops.
outdoor personal experience.
yes, challenge.
Oh, there we go.
Challenge.
Climbing up
Outdoor program
towers,
experience.
rappelling down things, and all that, and going on
Right,
high.
and it's more of the challenging aspects, right? I can explain it versus tell you the words of it.
Yeah.
So those are your zip line courses, your challenging rope courses and stuff that you do up in the trees and down on the ground.
Hmm.
It's your K2 wall climbing tower walls. It's rappelling off of those walls, doing your free fall off of a helo pad. It gives our scouts the opportunity to put themselves in an uncomfortable situation
Hmm.
and really see where they stand with themselves, because ultimately that's what it's about, is challenging yourself and getting outside your comfort zone to learn a new skill to take back with you in case of something. Or let's say that you've never tried this at all and it's terrifying. You do it one time and next thing you know it's an expensive hobby.
Hmm.
So
Another thing I appreciate about the cope stuff is the low cope things,
mhm.
because where they stress a lot of the team building exercises, which
Yes.
is really something that I think is really important for the program as a whole. But especially those low cope things like the spider web, which is they've got several ropes tied across, looking much like a spider web,
Hmm.
and you have to each one at a time get your team members through this spider web without letting them touch the ground, which is a really fun and
Yeah.
challenging thing. And the other one is just the one where it's a beam and all of your patrol mates stand on the beam and you have to organize yourself in some strange
Yeah,
order.
birth date, height,
Yeah,
right.
there's
Mhm.
something crazy. Yeah. So
My
that.
favorite one's the ship, the boat, or was it whale tail,
Mm-hmm.
where you're having to balance the plank and
Yes.
everything. I love that one.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
One thing, if I can interrupt, for some reason, I'm just so enthusiastic about girls being in the program these
Mhm.
days. And I think that a lot of girls, a lot of boys will just in their growing up years will play those sorts of things or some lesser version of those things. But a lot of girls just don't get those opportunities
Mhm.
unless they're doing something like gymnastics and they're doing the
Yeah,
balance beam. and
right.
and so and that especially in the climbing walls, I've know girls love that when they
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
actually go ahead and start doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they
No,
do.
same thing.
Yeah.
And that's actually where I started off with our troop. Is we troop 12 started off as a girls troop.
Hmm.
We didn't have a girls troop here in Spalding County, so I said, okay, we have a need. Let's get it filled. So that's where my troop started, and now it's involved into the family troop, and I'm very thankful for that. But seeing the original girls from my troop and how far they've come and how many experiences and new things that they've got to try
Hmm.
has been astronomical. I've had parents tell me that, where I feel like I'm failing as a leader and lacking, these
Yes, sir.
parents are encouraging me and telling me, no, what you're doing is great. We see this at home, we see that at home. Different mentalities, different aspects of adventure. They're reaching out, wanting to do more in the community. It's just mind blowing of how many. Let's see who said it best. I think Jim Williams, Scoutmaster Jim Williams from my Wood Badge course, said it best. At some point, you're going to realize that you're not just a mentor and coach. You're somebody's father figure, somebody's mother figure. And when you get that type of feedback, that's where you know that you're making a positive influence on these kids. And for me personally, see these girls and these guys grow into mature, respectful adults. It tells me that we, as mentors and coaches, we're doing our job the way we need to.
Yep. That's and also I think a lot of children they need self confidence and
Yes,
uh,
sir.
and that they don't necessarily just because you're the best person on a baseball team doesn't necessarily give you the self confidence to be a public speaker or to climb a wall or things like that.
Right.
So, as much as I like sports, I play sports. See, I played soccer tonight, but as long as I just think that sports can be a narrow field for a lot of kids and a lot of parents. I think they want their child to be a hero on the sports field. Well,
Hmm.
it's the children need to grow up to be a hero in life, and
Yeah.
that means that be prepared for a lot of different areas of life, in my opinion.
Yes, sir.
I have people say, I can't even remember that they were in my troop years ago when I was
Hmm.
an assistant scoutmaster or whatever. And then they'll say, "Oh, I remember all this. And you were just, we all looked up to you or whatever." And it
Hmm.
just makes you feel so good. It's just like you're saying, and that Mr. Williams said, is that you are important in people's lives.
A
Right.
lot, a lot of things I think we do in our life end up being kind of thankless things, but
Hmm.
this is one of those programs where every time you get involved and do something, you feel rewarded directly after it. I'll tell you. Let me just tell you about my weekend, guys. And tell you my weekend. This Saturday, I had one of the best scout days I've had in years and years and years. We got up in the morning and we went to our charter church and we did some lashing and we built this great big pyre thing that they lit a fire on top of for an Easter service project. For an Easter presentation that they were doing at the church, and it was awesome. And then we left out of there and we went down to Nash Farms Battlefield in Hampton, and we did a flag retirement ceremony where we retired. It had to be 100 flags there, and it was a great ceremony, and there were salutes and Class A's, and it was wonderful. And then after that, we loaded up and went down to Camp Thunder. And my oldest had an interview because she has interest in being on summer camp staff, and it was a great. We did 3 separate events and made everything happen all at the same time, and I just had the best day. I didn't do very much of anything. I tied a couple of the lashings. I helped to do a little bit of that, and of course I drove everywhere. I didn't do any of the stuff though. I had a blast. And I was just driving the kids around to go to the things that they wanted to go to. you know, so it's ultra rewarding, and knowing that I gave them that opportunity and other kids the same opportunity along with it. It's just didn't feel like going to work. It didn't feel like that. It just felt like I was having a dang good time.
Greg,
Yep.
I'm sort of thinking one thing again when we have people listening around the world, and we talk about you being a program specialist, and I think a
Hmm.
lot of parents, they think, oh, if I get into scouts, I'm going to have all these difficulties and all these obligations and so forth and so on, and they don't. A lot of people don't understand the extensive system of training and programming that is
Oh,
out there available, so that it's almost like all you have to do is fit yourself into the machine, and you're a cog in the wheel, and the machine runs smoothly. And so
Yes, sir.
you're the program guy. So you said you're programmed for all year long. So tell us about that.
So yeah, so I get to sit here and plan summer camp with my staff and my teams, um, and I get to do a lot of cool things. Summer camp, winter camp, cover reef spookery. We know those big four program has to do. Well, outside of that, I'm sitting here. I'm creating range and target activities committee is coming back together. I'm creating that. I need people for that, so I have to reach out to units. I have to reach out to parents. I'm creating an aquatics committee again. So what does that mean? Well, I got lifeguard training May 1st through the 3rd down at Camp Thunder. It's
mhm.
on the calendar. It's on the website. Sign up. Come join, get that training, work summer camp. We'll reimburse you for the training this year, right? I
Oh,
got coping climbing instructors courses that Mr. J and Mr. Randy will be putting on, right? Come get trained for that. Volunteer to be summer camp staff. Volunteer to be a weekend staff member for those activities. Your unit will benefit from it as well.
mhm.
Um, we're always looking to build those committees, and the only way to do that is to offer certain things. And the biggest thing that I find is training.
Mhm.
The more we can offer, the more that people can see, hey, that these guys are training folks. They're offering it more than once a year.
Mhm.
I have an opportunity. If I miss it this time, I have an opportunity. 3 months down the road to possibly take it again. Um, so I get to help with that. I get to help build and train commissioners. That's one of my passions was the commissioners corps and doing and restarting the colleges and this, that, and other. I love training. I was a training NCO in the Marine Corps, so
Okay.
training is a passion of mine.
All right.
Um, I love developing these programs for these kids. But I say it's not me. I have committees that I form because of the relationships as a volunteer that I built. And I will continue to cultivate those relationships, not just with my current relationship partners and other people that we have in our organization, but outside of it too. I
Yeah.
feel like if we can, bring more people into the movement, the
Yeah.
better our program can be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Networking is key in this type of
Hmm.
environment, and that's another thing that comes with the trainings. And a lot of people don't realize this, but the trainings are bringing people from all these different districts within the council, and sometimes even out of council. All of them are scouters, but all of them are there for, let's say, just for the upcoming lifeguard training. I happen to know a couple of people that are going to be at this. You're being,
Hmm.
which is great too.
Yes.
Um, uh, with that training, you have all these people getting together. They're all there for that training, but they're networking on a whole nother level as well. The people from that I met from IOLS training, the people
Hmm.
that I met at Wood Badge those years ago. I mean, it's an ongoing network, and it's continuously building, and
Right.
that's another benefit of scouting in general.
You're right, Elliot, and that's a good thing about these networking and these trainings as well as program. I have a lot of trainings. I don't have a lifeguard certification. I probably need that so I know how to help my lifeguards in the future, right? So
Right.
I'm going to get that training that whole month. Um, while I'm there, I get to network with so many other people. Well, let's think about it. If I'm a lifeguard, Elliot, and let's say you need somebody to do swim qualifications. Hey, I know a guy. Hey, Greg, are you available that weekend? Right?
And if you're not, you know 5 people that you
I
went through that
right.
class
I know
with.
5, 6 people that may be available. Right? So that's where I think that if parents and volunteers who are new really understood how valuable the training was as leaders, we need to cultivate that culture in our new volunteers, new parents. We need to get them excited about these trainings because of the networking opportunities. And just by doing these trainings and having that opportunity, we can expand our program tenfold.
Yeah,
Well,
and
if I can interject here,
Yes, sir.
I'm amazed, if maybe appalled is a better word, but how these scouts that have lifeguard training
Hmm.
can get jobs that pay real well when they're 16 years old,
oh,
17 years old. It's shocking how well they can get paid. And then also down at camp, one of our little specialties that the world ought to know about, Camp Thunder,
Hmm.
is that we have that metalworking program. So
Yes, sir.
there's welding down there. Now, how many kids ever get exposed to welding? And they
Not very
should.
many.
Not very many. And welding is a great skill, whether you develop it into a trade or just need it to fix things down on the farm. It's
Hmm.
so that's great, and we have wonderful volunteers doing that with a company that my friend Zane Lee and his Sidney Lee Welding, they're all scouts and scouters, and it's just great. And I've heard that sometimes the best new welders down there are these 11-year-old girls, which is
Yeah.
great.
And my girls, they went down there. One of the very first merit badges that we did was automotive maintenance, and I had Daniel Arnstorff, Brian Stokes, and Grady Stokes out there. They're teaching these girls. They're covered in mud and dirt. They're covered in oil and grease, and they are just having a ball. I had some of the girls like, "I'm not doing that," and I was like, "Oh yes, you are." And they're like, "I'm not getting." And the next thing you know, they're under there. They're greasy. He's like, "You see this? I did this. I did this." And the expressions, the light, it's just it's mind blowing. It really is.
I was telling a friend of mine today whose child is not a scout, but she's like 14, and I said, you really need to at least make sure she knows how to change a tire.
Oh yes,
God dang,
absolutely.
just get out at the garage and change a tire.
Yeah.
I wanted to go
Go
back to
ahead.
the lifeguard
Yeah,
thing for
Elliot.
a second.
Hmm.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. I'm
after
sorry.
no, 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 it's okay. No, you're good. After summer camp, after I worked summer camp, my first paying job of,
Mhm.
was being a lifeguard at a community pool, and I got several other jobs through the Georgia Lifeguard Company back when I was 16 and 17 because I was BSA lifeguard trained in American Red Cross. And another thing to add to that is it's a I think it's Daniel commenting right now on Daniel Arnsdorf on YouTube saying automotive maintenance is extremely important. And hello, I think that's him. You'll have to confirm because I can't see your name, Daniel. But, but anyway, lifeguarding. You don't even have to be a scout to go to this lifeguard training. Is that correct?
That is correct. This is open
Oh, Emily.
because we've
All right.
had yeah. So we had our lifeguard instructor. She reached out and asked if it was okay to do that, and Mr. Terry, our scout executive, was okay with it, and he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So we are offering it to those who are non-scouters.
Hmm. And so opportunity everywhere because
Yes,
of
opportunity everywhere, and
Well,
these are folks in other organizations like Girl Scouts. So they're coming to help other youth programs too.
mhm.
So it's not like we're just taking Joe Schmo off the street. These are other passionate individuals in youth organizations.
Yeah. Um, so there was something else, but it escaped me. I'm having a good time. This is great. That lifeguarding, I'm so excited about. I'm so excited about everything that you've got going on, Greg.
I
Can you
appreciate it,
tell,
man.
can you tell me, because I'm so excited, add to my excitement, what is the next upcoming 3 things that you are really excited about in our council?
I am really excited about our next three events that are our council events, and they are, Cubbery, the big one coming up. We got 3 weeks out. Cubbery's coming, right? I have a committee of volunteers who have worked tirelessly to put on a brand new program for Cubbery this year. I'm excited to turn this back over to the volunteers and get the PACs involved again. You're going to see some big changes this year. This is You're only going to have time slots for three activities: SBB, gun, archery, and canoes. And that's if your unit even wants to do those, right?
Hmm.
Some units choose not to do those. So you'll have that opportunity. There will be 45-minute rotations, but we have a ton of activities to choose from for these kids to do. So each unit will have their own unique experience during Cubbery and Spookeries this year. Next big one, obviously, summer camp. I'm working endlessly trying to get the lakefront ready. I need more volunteers. I'm out there on the weekends. I won't be there this weekend. I'm on vacation. I'll be deep sea fishing. Sorry, guys. But as soon as I get back, I promise you, I'll be back down at camp.
Sounds
I'll
like
be in that water and raking those weeds out of that lake. So if you want to volunteer, you want to get out there and help, I'd be more than happy to have you out there helping me. And then, of course, Spookery.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody the committee is already brainstorming the theme, so I'm going to keep that under wraps for right now.
Well, we've got people in the comment section saying, "Do y'all need landscape?" It's Emily asking, "Do y'all need landscaping help for summer camp?" We can help. So, how can
Absolutely,
people get in touch with you
please
if they
reach
want
out.
help but can't be on summer camp staff?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're always welcome to help anytime we have projects. And I promise you, we have projects a mile long in a list a mile long right now. Brian Stokes, who's our camp ranger, has that list. Richard Arnsdorf, who's on the properties committee, also has that list. I could be reached via email or text message, phone call. It doesn't matter. My information's on the council website. If you need it, Elliot, please post it. They're more than welcome to have it. I'm available pretty much, except Wednesday through the weekend. I'm not available, but for the most part, I'm available 24/7. I'm always looking for volunteers to come down and help. If your unit's wanting to come down and volunteer and help, please reach out to me. I would love to have you guys down there. Talk to Mr. Terry. I'll talk to the board, whoever I got to get you guys down there. If you're volunteering, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure you're staying for free.
Help to camp.
Yes, like you're helping me, I'm going to help you in your unit some way.
Hey,
right? This is not a hey, come down. I need you to do this for me. No, I want to give back to you for giving back to us.
I think what a lot of people I've been down there. Elliot goes down and his family, and they sleep in those nice wall tents that have wooden floors. And another thing I think a lot of people around the world wouldn't believe is how little we have a mosquito problem and a biting bug problem down at Thunder. It's almost absent. And
yes, sir.
These troops from swampy places like Louisiana and Florida, they get up there. Right. It's like, I'm amazed that there are no more bugs than there are. And those tents are nice and clean and comfortable, and the temperature is almost always quite good, even in the wintertime.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the temperature, because we're in the woods right on the water, we get that nice cool breeze from the water blowing on us and everything. And then all the shade that Camp Thunder offers, it's not a concrete jungle. It's a place where you can get out and actually take a deep breath of fresh air, right?
Yeah.
Really,
that is Greg's happy place is camp. Don't get me wrong, I love being in the office. I love having to do the admin work on this side of things and plan these things, but being able to get down to camp and use my hands, breathe that fresh air, and give back to our scouts in a physical aspect means a lot more. Though.
I think all three of us can agree on that. Exactly. The same place and everything.
Right.
So, well, what up, Walker?
Well, I'm thinking about also, let's talk a little bit about national training. not just of people who are professionals, but
Hmm.
there's, the Scouts have a lot of activities for people all around the country to make sure that the quality of the training's good, and that anybody who wants more training. I mean, like Elliot went to he talks about it all the time, going up to the upper tier when he was like 17, and it was a national youth training or camp,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
so there's all that sort of stuff where kids can get trained in all kinds of different leadership activities and roles.
Hmm. Yeah, so we actually have a course. We have National Youth Leadership Training (NYLT) coming up in September.
Hmm.
Scouts can start signing up for it if they've done their individual. Was it ILSTs? If
Yep.
they've done their ILSTs and they are first class, and I don't remember, is there still an age requirement on
No, their scoutmaster has to recommend that
Scoutmaster recommendation? Right.
Yep. Hmm.
I knew there was a change somewhere. I couldn't remember where. So yeah, so first class Scoutmaster recommendation.
Hmm.
Um, and what was the other? I forgot already.
Uh,
I just said it.
ILST.
ILSTs. Got to have that introduction basic training, right?
Yeah, you got to know what a
Um,
patrol is before you join it.
right. um, so and beyond that, right? There's another course beyond that. There's the academy level NYLT, and
Which is
that's
National Advanced Youth Leadership Experience, and that's what he's talking about. Yep, I totally
yes.
did attend that. It was great, and it was one of the best experiences. Just every one of my dang scout experiences is one of the best experiences of my life. Just about
Absolutely. And it's so in putting it in perspectives for the adults, right? You look at it NYLT for the youth, and then you have Wood Badge for the adults.
Yes,
And then you got uh, NALY. Say that acronym so many times.
and nail
NAYLT
E,
E. Yeah, E.
something like
Messes
that.
me up.
I call it nail, but NAYLE for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got there on the youth side. Well, a lot of people don't realize there's a tier above Wood Badge.
Tell me more.
I call Elliot's attention.
I don't know what you're
So
talking about.
if you have completed Wood Badge, there's another opportunity for you called C Badge, and it's a step further than Wood Badge. I am looking at going and hopefully doing it in October if I can find the time, but I don't know. I may have to wait to spring next year to do it,
Yeah.
just because of cover retiming.
Well,
Um,
wait for spring and take me with you.
hey, there we go. Hey, that's a plan, Elliot. We'll get it done together.
Actually, no, I've got to go earn my wood badge. I did attend, but I never did my ticket. So
No.
yeah, it's a big.
Well,
It's a,
I for our friends around the world, I can point out that Wood Badge was started at, I believe, at Gilwell Park,
Mhm.
and so you people got, and it was also Baden Powell had the little woggles that they start off. There's all that simple stuff that we do in scouting, like just a leather band with two little pieces of wood that kind of are carved in a certain way. There we go, and then
Mhm.
make and not and certain kinds of not simple things, so it doesn't cost a fortune to participate. I mean, there are expenses, but where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes,
I
sir.
might have shown y'all this where I went to. Oh, let's see where's my little camera. That this is from Gilwell Park itself. That I picked.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
See, I want to
and
go to Gilwell.
yeah, that's one of it's from 1963 when I was there,
Wow.
and you nail this to your walking staff.
Oh
There.
man, that's cool.
I
I
don't
want to
believe
get out to Gilwell.
I don't
Well,
believe I've ever asked you, Walker. But what's your critter
what critter?
for wood badge?
Oh, I have never gone to Wood Badge.
You've
What?
never gone to wood badge?
What? Chandler, you
No.
need to do Wood Badge in the spring.
Well, I was well. We'll
Come
think.
on.
We'll think about it.
What about you, Greg?
I am hoping to make at least a cameo appearance in my Baden Powell
I hope so.
up at the National Jamboree this in July.
Oh, so Hunter, my oldest one, Hunter's going to be there, and I know Steven's going to be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Girl's going to be there.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man, they're gonna enjoy that. I
30
know Hunter. Every time, yeah, I saw Mr. Chowder. I mean, I saw Baden Powell. It's like, and he's convinced that you are related to him.
Well,
Who knows?
who knows? That's right.
I
Well,
saw
I
Chandler
went.
first when I was a Cub Scout, and I saw him as Baden Powell, and
Mhm.
I thought I was like, I swear I thought he was too old. Wait a second, I thought there's no way he's still alive. And it was that he came to a spookery when I was a Cub Scout. That's what it was, and I was blown away. I was like, "There's no way this is really the guy." Dad, is this the guy? Is this really him? He's like, "Yep."
Well, and what Baden Powell down at camp tells the kids is it says, as long and the adults, as long as they're scouts, I'll live on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thank you all, because I tell the kids that scout and the leaders that scouting cannot exist without adult leadership.
Yeah.
The framework back behind it. I mean, obviously, we want the children to do as much leadership and skill development as they possibly can, because that's where they learn that. And when they're teaching skills, the teacher learns more than the student in practically every aspect of life.
Yeah, and that's our motto in Troop 12 is failure is learning. And that's
I
what
like
we want.
that.
We want you to fail because if you're not failing, you're not learning the critical aspects of things. Only through failure do you truly learn what it is you need to accomplish.
Well, we tell, and I say it in some of the books I've written and all that, is that these parents that say, "Well, I don't want my child to go out in the cold," and you go, "That's where they learn."
Yes.
We're if you're training men and women to be soldiers and to face I mean, camping's just a sideline when
Hmm.
you're practically in warfare, but it's a very important sideline.
Yes.
And so it's serious business disguised as a game.
Yes, sir.
People that listen to this are going to hear that over and over from us.
Yes, it is.
Game with a purpose. Another one.
Yep. Yep. Well, Greg,
Yes, sir.
also tell me about adult professional training. What kind of training does a person who aspires to be a professional scouter, what training do you have to get?
So I have a lot of different I have a lot of different trainings. I have medical degrees. I have business degrees. So I've done a lot of schooling, and that was thanks to my GI post 9/11 GI Bill. I was able to do a lot of different vocational rehab schools and degrees and whatnot. With that, though, I'm working with a young lady right now I'm excited to have her on board as my assistant program director this year. Um, she is striving to be a professional scouter because she joined when the young ladies were first allowed to join. She helped form troop 219G. Um, so she started in the program as one of the originals, and now she wants to give back to the program that has given so much to her. She wants to give back to the program in a more meaningful manner, and she wants to be a professional scouter and do this with these kids and see them grow and inspire to be what they can be in life.
Mhm.
So with her, like I told her, I said, you know, being a program's all fun and everything, but you have to take it a step back. As a program specialist, I have to know digital marketing. I have to know demographics and stuff like that. So, in terms of training and aspects, I would encourage individuals to look at marketing. I would look at, project management type courses, anything social or social related type courses, because you have to have that inner ability to do interpersonal relationships and communications too. And that's a big part of my job is communications. I have to build relationships with people all the time. Otherwise, how are we going to get people to come to camp?
Uh, that's great. I keep thinking that when people come to camp, we need to have it be so great that
Hmm.
that it's just like when that it's a big part of their life, and they'll always remember it all their life, and they'll want their children
Yes, sir.
to be able to do that kind of stuff. And
Right.
yeah, so it's
I think that begs a question. Then earlier, all three of us kind of explicitly stated that camp is our happy place.
Hmm.
What is one or two things that makes camp the happy place for you, Greg?
Chandler's popular tonight.
Yeah.
no, it's I'm supposed to type out a reply and say I'll call you later. Can't talk right now. I'm sorry. I meant to shut this thing off.
You're good, man. You're
Oh
good.
no, that's not good.
Um, for me, the number one is the sense of peace. When you go out to Camp Thunder, you're in the woods, you're in nature. Go down by the Flint River, by Scout Island. Listen to the water just come across the shoals.
Mhm,
Just listen and absorb what's around you. That right there is a peaceful, tranquil mind.
mhm.
That number one is my happy spot, right behind the Grand Pavilion.
Oh yeah.
Number two, take a hike up to Moss Falls, go a
Oh
little bit further, go to Mountain Man, look across the canyons, walk to the top of the mountain from the Thunder side. I walk across the mountain from the FR side to the clearing at the top. Take a look at that night sky. It's hard to get a view like that here in the city.
Yeah.
Those two reasons, being able to put my feet back to my roots where I grew up, personally grew up, because I'm an Upson County boy.
mhm.
My family actually owned property and sold it to Gerald Lawhorn
Wow.
to help build Thunder.
Wow.
I have history at Thunder. I grew up on Thunder. Thunder is my home. So getting back to Thunder and putting my feet and putting my body back to my roots means a lot.
Hmm. What about you, Walker? Give me one or two things that makes camp that happy spot that you know it is.
What makes it really not? Well, I like to go down along the river
Yeah.
and walk along the trail, and I think about the history of how maybe for thousands of years people have been walking along that road, and there used to be a family that owned that next farm down on the east
Mhm.
side of the river, and those guys had to walk all the way back from Appomattox after the Civil War, and I can just imagine what it was like to be in that last mile. And then some members of that family used to go to school. They had to get in a boat and go across the river so they could go to Collegiate Springs, which is
Mm.
over in Meriwether County.
Mhm.
So I think about that, and then sometimes you get out on you get out there on that place, and there's nobody around, and you could be in the middle of the. It could be 1,000 years ago, and that feeling of it could be 1,000 years ago is a wonderful feeling. I think where there's not electric lines, there's not
Mhm.
houses, there's nothing you can see other than just river and
Yeah.
trees. And I think that's wonderful. And then it's one of the great things too about Camp Thunder and a lot of other scout camps is that feeling that this is a place for young people,
Mhm.
and it's a valuable place for them. It's a place that many of them are going to treasure, like you do, you two do, all their lives. I mean, I didn't grow up in down this way. I grew up. I went to Camp Burt Adams, and the old Burt Adams was where Cumberland Mall is.
Oh wow.
And I used to go walk over there after it was closed and the main camp was moved out to Covington. But I was on the staff out at Covington, and I tell a lot of people I did my OA ordeal at the old camp, and the guy that played the medicine man, Mateu, is still my brother-in-law. And when I was in the OA, I played Mateu. That was my role
Oh
in the
wow.
ceremonies. Yeah, and all that is a part of you. It becomes a part of who you are and how
Mhm.
you address the world and how you see the world, and it's all just wonderful. And camp, one of the great things about any summer camp, when children are 11 and older, is suddenly they're kind of free. They have their own time. a little bit of money. They go to the trading post. They can walk through the woods by themselves between events, and they're not being babysat all the
Hmm.
time by their parents or by
Yeah.
some other adult. They're not being bossed around, and I think that sense of personal responsibility and freedom is something that's very valuable for children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and more often than not, when you afford them that responsibility and they take it like that, it's 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 not abused. It's not used the wrong
Hmm.
way, and it's nice to know that you can trust your kids to do that kind of thing on
Yeah.
their own, and it shows that you've trained them how to have integrity.
Right. I mean, it is. It's a great feeling, right? Because I see my child at home,
Hmm.
and I know how much a handful he could be.
Yeah,
But when he goes off to these events, and it's like, Greg, your son helped do X, Y, Z. He stepped in, and I'm like, what son? Like, who you talking about? He don't. Why can't you do those things at the house, son? Right? But at home, it should be a place of relaxation for them. At the same time, there should
definitely.
still be some structure. But seeing my children go out and knowing that they're doing right,
Hmm.
it validates that what I'm doing as a father, as a mentor, and a coach to them,
Hmm.
you know, it is having a positive impact in the community and on their lives.
That's yeah.
For when I was a scout, that back in the ancient days, one time we took I was I guess about 14 or 15, and about six of us,
Hmm.
all scouts, went from Atlanta down to Franklin in canoes, and no adults, just six scouts,
Hmm.
and uh, and so that was like 4 nights out or something of that nature, and so we did that, and then there were times I took my patrol on a camp out, and so I was in charge, and I was only 12 at the time, I suppose, and
Hmm.
that was pretty neat. I'm not sure if people are going to do that sort of thing
A little
these
different these
days,
days.
but
Yeah, right.
the parents had confidence that we knew enough first aid and enough safety and enough canoe how to canoe and how to ride a canoe and all that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, you that's
And
important.
it's funny too because we're laughing about it, but times have obviously changed. Well, why can't we still do that? If you got a unit that wants to be on the river, you want to do a float, call me. I'll set it up for you. I'll be your tour guide. I'll put you on the Flint and we'll float down to wherever we need to satisfy your needs.
Yep.
I am more than capable. I'm more than willing to. If you got a unit out there who wants a river trip, a guided river trip, I will be happy to put that on for you guys.
Yep.
So I mean, let's get the scouts back on the water and back on the river and doing these things because
Yeah.
that's what these kids are missing nowadays. And I say that full heartedly because I see it with my own kids. My son just got his phone back today, and the first thing he does is download the game I told him not to. So he doesn't have a phone again. Like literally less than
Wow.
24 hours, right? This electronics, these video games, cell phones, we really need to get our kids to disconnect and get and put their feet back in the grass.
We said on a podcast at way too late at night.
Well,
Uh,
hopefully people will be listening to these when they're driving to work,
yeah.
and they'll be listening on Spotify or whatever, and they'll
Hmm.
Hmm.
say, those guys are right. I remember when I was a kid, I was in 4-H, and this sounds like the you know the structure where there's stuff to do,
Hmm.
stuff to learn, but there's that background of morality
Right.
and the scout law and the scout oath and the things that they repeat and becomes a part of their life and a part of their who they are. I mean, they know that a scout is trustworthy and they think about it. And then you have the scoutmaster minutes and all. Like Greg, I don't know if you've ever seen some of our. We did some years ago. Baden Powell did some down at Scout Camp. Did like Scoutmaster minutes.
Yeah,
They're
I remember those.
about 12 of those,
Yes, sir.
And so those were pretty nice. And I kind of was hoping that more people would just use those. They can be found, I think, on my website, can't they, Elliot?
Yes, sir. I have found them. I use them in
Yeah.
our meetings all the time.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday night, I'm using one. So,
Yeah. So it's just a simple way to
hmm
have so just to take one point of the Scout Law and discuss it for half a minute or something like
right.
that. It's
Yes,
great.
sir.
It's great. And I remember I was giving Baden Powell was giving a lecture at the World Jamboree, and he was talking about how to run a campfire, how to run a program, and he said the main thing goes back to the Cub Scout motto. And I looked at this Cub Scout. His parents were visiting with him on the front row, and I said, "What is it?" And he says, "Do your best." And those parents were so proud of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I want those patrol leaders to do when they come
Right.
when they're going to put on a skit or when they're going to teach first aid. I want them to do their best
hmm
and have that. And so that's what we start out with, isn't it? In
Yes,
Cub
sir.
Scouting, do your
Do your
best.
best. And by the time you get to be that eagle, be prepared.
There you
We
go.
I mean,
well,
I got some eagles who still aren't quite prepared, but
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
get
hey,
them there. Look,
hey,
you
we're
forget
working
that
on it.
pillow, that sleeping bag one more time, and it's cold, you won't forget it again.
well,
We're working.
we had a guy on talking about uh, lightweight camping about two programs ago, and it was amazing. I said,
Oh,
"Gosh, I
yeah.
wish I'd have had that equipment when I was 11, 12 years old, because we just froze
Froze to death.
at 35 degrees. We were cold. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're about 3 minutes away from calling it a night, but I want to
Oh,
ask you a really personal scout question, Greg.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Of the 12 points of the scout law, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, and all the rest to reverent, what do you think that you have the most trouble with in your own life? And what are you trying to do to be better at it? Because I'll tell you mine. If you want to, I'll tell you mine.
I'm going to tell you mine right now. A scout is clean. Lord have mercy on me.
Are you doing something about
I
that? Are you
I
trying?
am I am scouting has helped a lot, but I still got a long ways to go. We're supposed to be clean in our speech, right?
And that's a boy.
As a Marine, I have the mouth of a sailor behind closed doors. And that's something that I have consistently tried to work on. So a lot of times you'll hear me say flip flops now and all sorts of weird words, and that's
Sugar.
that's Greg trying to be clean.
My favorite from an old scout leader was, oh, sugar.
Yeah.
That's a good
So
one.
Mm. I always I always thought the obedient was kind of a problematical one for me because I grew up kind of in the back in the hippie era and all that, and so it's like he obeys orders from his parents, his scout leaders, and all other duly constituted authorities. That was
mhm.
the lengthy way they put it, and I thought I didn't vote for Richard Nixon. I didn't vote for some of this stuff that I'm supposed to be obedient about. So, but the general concept, of course, is if we're going to have organized units, we need to have obedience within the units,
Yes.
and and we have to have the boys first learn to be obedient within a patrol system, and then to exercise leadership and get obedience and
hmm
earn it. So, it's there for a reason.
Yes, sir.
So.
Mine's cheerful. I know I'm real smiley on these things, but I struggle to stay cheerful on a daily basis. I really do.
I don't.
Yeah.
I
For
I,
those that do,
I
like,
I
smile,
na-
son. I'm like, ah.
I nag people all the time. I had a girl I was practicing bagpipes with, and the poor child's almost never cheerful. And I'll go to soccer, and some guy I'll be walking along, and I'll say, "Come on, the scout's cheerful. Smile." And and I say that in Spanish or something. So
You bother everybody with smiling.
see,
Love
yeah,
it. Really love it.
es muy importante, señor, para.
it is. So it is very important.
Yes, it is. It's very important.
Indeed. All right. Well, it's been a great day for scouting.
It
Yes.
has.
Greg, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
on,
man.
man.
All right.
I'm
We'll see you down at camp.
Yes,
Council.
sir. I look forward to it, guys.
All right. Talk to you
Bye bye.
soon. All
All
right. Bye
right.
bye.